keep the negative away. So when the devil angels come to play, get down on my knees and pray. Tell them, let them know the good vibes just begin to flow. So whether reggae or calypso,
I love this.
music is message galore.
You can tell that, right?
And I must let you know, I will open the door. But from now, every song is a pause.
Yeah.
Tell them, let them know.
Good morning, Grenada.
The King Man continue to grow. Hey, yeah. Praise the Lord.
Praise his name.
Jesus' name.
Yeah. God is good. I want to hear you say all the time. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How do you do?
Praise him, praise him. Once my soul was lost, I didn't know the cost of my transgressions. My sins was heavy load, almost pulled me overboard. I had no vision, no sense of direction. I thought I lost the game, but Jesus called my name. Now I'm safe and sound, no need to frown. So now with my talent, I must be David and glorify his name, magnify his name.
In case you're wondering, the time it's 28 minutes onto the off 7 o'clock.
It's a vibe
And it's the link up.
I am bringing,
Yeah.
inspired by the Heavenly Father, bringing love to my brothers and my sisters. So let us sing and let us shout from the rooftop all about. We will sing the sweet refrain, the Almighty live and reign. Tell them, let them know,
You could sing and dance to that one.
I'm knocking.
And that's the real one, eh?
Satan will not mama guide me no more. No, my eyes,
Other brother is singing a new song. Yeah.
they could jump, I jump. They say backslide, I say no. When the heavenly roll call, King Man, they may missing at all. Tell them, let them know. I don't take the plunge, I'm ready to go. Hallelujah!
Morning, Pastor Stanford Simon. Sister Matona. Matona? I think I have it right. But you know what I'm talking about, right? As a matter of fact, the entire congregation of the St. George's Baptist Church, good morning to you.
On the road again. Praise the Lord.
Continuing to touch lives. No one is being left behind. Not one.
Jesus' name.
Yeah.
Jesus' name.
This song touches me to the very core, man. Really, really, really. Yeah. Nonetheless, folks, it's time for us to do what we've come here to do this morning. Eh? Hope you had a wonderful night and that you're up and you're ready. Ready for the challenges of this brand new day. What would life be without challenges? Eh? Boring, eh? So use the challenges as a stepping stone. It's one step closer to your triumph. Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning, one, and good morning, all. Yeah. All right, it's good to be here this Friday morning. It's Friday. The weeks are going so quickly, man, so quickly. Nonetheless, let's get into the meat of the matter. At this time we have the word of the day, and today the word that we've got is the word misanthrope. All right? Look, it's M-I-S-A-N-T-H-R-O-P-E. Misanthrope. And when we use that word, it refers to someone who hates people in general. A misanthrope is someone who hates people in general. We can use it in a sentence this way: I finally relented on going to the mall, which is always crowded, after my friend gently poked my arm and told me to stop being such a misanthrope. Yeah. You gotta love people, man. Can't be hating people. It's not good. So that is not a nice word. That is what I would refer to as a bad word. Before, as children, we say, God used a bad word. What is the word he used? The four-letter word. Oh boy, life. 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. And the thought of the day, the thought this morning is, real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of the people. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of the people. And those of you on television, you see who quote that, right? Whose quote is that? It's Nelson's quote. Nelson Mandela. Yeah. Real leaders, they must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. I love this one. And what's buzzing? Well, we have some topics to deal with. I looked at the Facebook page yesterday, and boy, there's some people that beat up on me for the conversation on Wednesday and Thursday. McDonald College on Wednesday, then Pastor Stanford Simon and Ajamo yesterday. They did not get the opportunity to call in and, chit chat. I missed it too, but, sometimes things like that happen. So, am I forgiven or what? Good morning to my good friend 70. What's up? You good? You're right, nice. Okay, so we continue in the independence celebration mode as we celebrate our 49th, and the theme for this year is the journey to 50, reflecting on the past, planning for the future. A number of activities have already begun. Football, there's cricket, there's going to be boxing. There's a plethora of activities that will be taking place to mark this milestone. All right, so yeah, we go out and be a part of it, okay? Nice. So coming up also, I want to invite you to join us again on Monday for the program Beyond the Headlines. Okay, and we'll be having Mr. Gary Griffith, the former top cop out of Trinidad and Tobago, as we look at the guns, violence, and crime in the Caribbean. That's what will be discussed on the program Beyond the Headlines on Monday. So I invite you to be a part of it. And in line with this, we already touched this topic, but it's still buzzing about, where Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, says his policy on guns, once he gets the support from his cabinet ministers, he has a zero tolerance for that, and I support that. The topic that I really want us to look at this morning, and, it's a topic that we were supposed to deal with earlier in the week, but we did not get to do it on Wednesday. We did not get to do it yesterday. So we're going to talk on that today. Talk continues to swirl around about possible division within the new National Party. Fingers are being pointed at one man eyeing the leader's seat. Political leader of the new National Party, Dr. Keith Mitchell, addressed the matter during an interview earlier this week. We are going to look at that. We also saw that an accident left one person hospitalized, and while police continue to deal with the daily vehicular accidents, despite the words of caution to motorists, and they were called to investigate a three-way collision on Tuesday. And the good news, the backlog of unstripped containers on Grenada's port affected several businesses on the island in late 2022, heading into the Christmas season. All right, now some businesses were unable to receive their barrels in time for Christmas, but there is now some relief as part of the backlog is being cleared. I don't want to hear is being cleared. I want to hear has been cleared. All right, so that's it. That's where we are as it relates to the conversation, the buzz, what's buzzing. Okay, so once again, I'd like to say congratulations to the Calypsonians making it to the semi-final of the Independence Calypso competition. All right, I have not gotten many of the songs, as a matter of fact. I expect Teacher Eddie, Mr. Edison Francis, please, you owe me an email. Could you send it, please? All right. I'm looking forward to that email. with all the independent songs. Mr. Paul Denzel Thomas of Mount Zion Studio also. Send me an email with the songs, man. And then people say, oh, they're playing the local calypso. Send the music, I want to play them, man. Nice. Good. Once again, I want to, express deepest condolences to the Fletcher family out there in Apretut. You laid your little girl to rest yesterday. I know it was a painful activity. I know. I empathize with you. But God knows best, That's the way the cookie crumbles. All right, so just to revisit the word of the day, misanthrope, and it is someone who hates people in general. All right, we can use it this way. I finally relented on going to the mall, which is always crowded, after my friend gently poked my arm and told me to stop being such a misanthrope. All right? And the thought of the day: real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. We gotta take a break here now from this. Let me see if I have any conversation on Facebook. I ain't see any yet. What's going on, boy? People, they get fed up with, and they ain't taking part this morning or something wrong. Let me see what's going on. Okay, no, there's no conversation yet, so let's see. All right, let me see what's happening on the WhatsApp platform. All right, I'm looking for cassava, so throw it out. Someone listening might have. All right, someone wants cassava. Anybody wants cassava? Call 406-4911. You have some cassava to sell? Call 406-4911. All right, good, nice. Also reminding you that the Presentation Brothers College celebrates 75, and that's happening through the month of January 2023 with special events. They've got an anniversary closing mass Friday the 20th at 11 a.m. at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception. The chief celebrant will be Bishop Clyde Martin Harvey. You or past students, past teachers, and parents are invited to join the school community for this liturgy. All right, Mr. Dubisat, the distinguished gentleman, good morning to you, all right? Hope all is well. So, folks, we've got to take that break here now as we prepare for the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. Those of you on GBN Television, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us. We're with you anywhere and everywhere.
We all have wishes at Christmas. Maybe it's a car, repairs to your home, new appliances, or travel. Get yourself that perfect gift with a GUT Credit Union Christmas Make-A-Wish loan. You can get the money you need to make that holiday wish come true. Apply for a loan and you'll be entered to win one of 5 shopping sprees at Foodland Supermarket. Plus, great prizes from Sol AC Limited, Dean Mattresses, Digicel Grenada Limited, and Beacon Insurance. Call 440-1354. Email loans@gutcu.com or visit go.gutcu.com/Christmas. Apply now and make your wish the perfect gift this Christmas. Special conditions apply.
Thanks for joining us. The government of Grenada is congratulating Prime Minister Gaston Brown and the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party on the election victory and return to government for a third consecutive term. Grenada's Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, noting the spirited political contestation, said the electoral win reflects the renewed confidence of the people of Antigua and Barbuda in Prime Minister Brown's leadership and vision for the future of the country. The Prime Minister added, and I quote, "I look forward to deepening the close and collaborative relationship shared between our nations as we collectively face the challenges of environmental resilience, sustainable economic growth, and opportunities for all our people." The government of Grenada is also congratulating all contending parties and the people of Antigua and Barbuda for turning out to exercise their franchise in a peaceful manner. Well, responding to the requests of Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell and other Caribbean leaders for an amicable solution to the concerning decline in regional air travel, the Caribbean Development Bank announced it has funded a consultancy to address the Eastern Caribbean air transport crisis. Beverly Telesford reports.
In July last year, 1 month after taking up office, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell gave his commitment to a timeline of December 31st, 2022 to put forward a proposal to the region outlining the way forward for regional travel.
I'm happy to indicate that, in fact, while in St. Lucia last Friday, we CSNs would have had a caucus, and we recommitted to redoubling our efforts to addressing the issue of regional air transportation. We have a follow-up call with the Caribbean Development Bank for the 2nd of August. And so we really are hoping that by the end of the year, we can come to our citizens with concrete proposals as to how we intend to address this issue.
According to a release from the Caribbean Development Bank, Prime Minister Mitchell and other heads of government from Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Guyana, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines reached out to the bank for assistance to examine and address airlift capacity challenges. Responding to their requests, the CDB Board of Directors approved a technical assistance grant to the tune of US $350,000 to go towards developing interim arrangements to address the crisis. The CDB will finance consultancy services, which will devise urgent provisional measures to re-establish regular air transport services within the sub-region. President of the CDB, Dr. Hyginus Jean Leon, said the CDB has embarked on decisive and integrated action to address the recent reduction in air transportation.
To safeguard the region's future, governments need to take decisive and integrated action to reform the air transportation operating environment. These measures should include: 1, rationalizing the regulatory environment and addressing factors that contribute to the high cost of travel.
The void in regional air connectivity has emerged because of the collapse of LIAT, the main intra-island air carrier in the Eastern Caribbean in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, and its subsequently severe curtailment of services. Currently, LIAT operates 50 flights a week, 90% down from almost 500 flights weekly prior to its demise. The significantly reduced airlift capacity has hindered the movement of goods, services, and people, to the disadvantage of tourism, trade, employment, business activity, and social relations. The president also pointed out another unnecessary issue with regional air travel, which requires residents from some Caribbean islands to travel to the United States in order to access other Caribbean countries.
We have a crisis, especially in parts of the region, where you cannot move from one country to the other without necessarily getting a visa to go through the U.S. as a connecting point. So a young kid or young adult, 20, 22 years, looking to move from one country to the next, has to get approval of a visa to enter through the United States, even if there is no business in the United States.
The technical assistance grant was approved by the CDB board at a meeting on December 9th, 2022. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Now the news. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell says a strong community presence by the government is necessary, as government officers most times are out of touch with the daily woes of community residents. As the government embarks on this move, Prime Minister Mitchell says Cabinet recently approved 15 community liaison officers to serve as a voice for the people.
It's important for us to, in fact, have a strong community presence. We have, in fact, just today, as Local Directing Cabinet approved 15 community liaison officers as a starting point to begin the process of rebuilding the community initiatives. And the aim really is to begin the process of strengthening the relationship between all community groups, whether they're sports groups, cultural groups, etc., and the government. So that we can start the process of helping to strengthen them, helping to encourage them.
Prime Minister Mitchell says these officers would be trained to effectively communicate and understand the practices and norms of the people at the community level.
It would also mean these officers need to be trained, need to be resourced, need to understand the challenges that they would face. What are the cultural nuances? What are the do's and don'ts when it comes to the communities? Where does the line begin and end between, in a sense, the most central roles of dedicated ministries, etc., etc. So the training is something that we certainly have to embark upon.
Now, charting the way forward for the cannabis industry, Grenada Cannabis Committee held engagements with the Laconic Infrastructure Incorporated, as we hear in this Christina John report.
In an effort to realize Grenada's prospects of gaining full monetary advantage for the cannabis sector and other potential benefits using data, the Ministry of Agriculture, through the Cannabis Committee, held engagements with Laconic Infrastructure Incorporated. The Laconic Infrastructure is a U.S.-based organization which works in agricultural production empowerment through the use of modern environmental data to empower farmers to do more with less. Ministers of government as well as members of the Cannabis Committee met with a two-man team of consultants on Wednesday to discuss how best they can move this industry forward. Chairperson of the committee, Rolanda McQueen, explained the reason for the consultation, which she says goes beyond just plantation.
I didn't want our island to be known as just growing marijuana. I was looking at the bigger picture of agriculture. I wanted to look big. I was thinking big, and I wanted us to do something that would sustain us, and that even the farmers and people that was well learned about the industry. I just didn't want to do guesswork. So I think the best way to do it was to bring in expertise in and let us listen to what they have to say.
Andrew Gilmore is the Chief Executive Officer of Laconic. He explains how data helps in ensuring that pharmaceutical grades of cannabis are manufactured.
With data comes the ability to grow more cannabis at a higher grade of purity for THC or cannabinoid oil than just standard plantings, and that will enable pharmaceutical grade cannabis products to be manufactured by Grenada, generating more revenue and giving more potential products out. So you have to have a very high quality data pedigree for the plants for any of those products to make their way into pharmaceutical products or medications. And so having the data and our platform will allow your cannabis initiative to service an industry beyond just the recreational cannabis industry.
Bongo Ruan, one of the members of the Rastafarian community serving on the Cannabis Committee, is optimistic about Grenada's prospects of tapping into the international markets for cannabis.
I do think that this presentation going forward, that there is a lot that can be that we can learn from it, and in the sense that we are talking on more on a broader international scale, not just local Grenada or just regional there, but on a broader scale. So I think that Grenada, in that sense, we have a great chance of taking the right step going forward.
Minister for Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives, Senator Adrian Thomas, thanks the consultant for their input.
This is the kind of partnering we need at this point in time, especially where we are once again at our infantile stage of developing the agricultural sector, even though it was at one point in time the backbone of the economy. Today, it seems as though we have to start from scratch, and what are we to start? Definitely, what you have outlined this morning falls straight in our port, as we say in Grenada, and it will definitely be of use to the transformational agenda that we are embarking on in Grenada as it relates to agriculture.
Christina John, GBN News.
The countdown is on for Grenada's 49th anniversary of independence celebrations in Carriacou and Petite Martinique. The National Celebrations Committee is seeking volunteers to assist with preparations there. Nisha Paul reports.
Representative from the National Celebrations Committee, Deanna Isaac, is calling on everyone to get involved in order to have a successful independence celebration.
To encourage inclusion. It's not just about the committee that is actually planning the events, but we want to ensure that all citizens feel a part of. Because when Sir Eric Matthew Gary went to England to get us our independence, remember, he didn't go alone, you know. He went with a very important person from Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And as we call him, Daddy Blaze, Mr. Hubbard Blaze, to get independence. So it shows that from the time the process for independence started, it had to involve every citizen.
She says the Hillsborough area has been adopted as one of the central points for decoration.
We have on board with us Paddy's Enterprises and Hardware, and they have sponsored 2 picnic benches for the area. And we are also soliciting any corporate citizen in Carriacou, Petit Martinique, Grenada, who are willing to join with us to do some beautification at the Hillsborough Pond area, so that persons in Carriacou can have a nice little space that they can, a green space that they can go and enjoy themselves and just relax.
Petit Martinique will also be a part of the celebrations.
The subcommittee, which is headed by Mrs. Odinga Blair, will be having what is called for the first time Made in Petit Martinique Expo. So they'll be displaying all things that are unique to Petit Martinique, and persons can actually purchase. Again, we're asking persons from Carriacou to join with us to Petit Martinique for the parish celebrations up there. And then we return to Carriacou, and we have our military parade at the Hillsborough Recreational Grounds on the 3rd of February at 9:30 a.m.
The 49th anniversary of independence on the Sister Isles will commence with a church service at the Christ the King Anglican Church on January 22nd in Carriacou, and in Petit Martinique on January 29th at the Petit Martinique Roman Catholic Church. These celebrations will culminate with a military parade at the Hillsborough Recreation Ground on February 3rd. For GBN News, I am Nisha Paul.
This is Network News. Welcome back. Rihanna Douglas made history as the first student from Pomrose Roman Catholic School to top the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment. 6 years later, she is preparing to sit the May-June CAPE exams at the Tia Maisha Community College, where she's studying pure mathematics and physics. Nisha Paul caught up with her earlier this week and has this report.
The transition between primary school and secondary school, it wasn't too tough. The schoolwork is just simple enough. I did 15 subjects for CSEC, but I only attained 7 grade 1s and 7 grade 2s. So I think I did really well. And I went to TAMCC straight after, and currently in my 2nd year, I'm studying math, pure mathematics and physics, and plan to do the 2 units for CAPE this year.
Rihanna Douglas was 12 years old when she topped the 2016 Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment, or CPEA, with 486 points. She went on to attend the Anglican High School, where she graduated as the valedictorian for the class of 2021. The now 18-year-old is currently in her final year at the T.A. Marisho Community College, TAMCC. She is aspiring to further her education in civil or environmental engineering.
The subject was physics with Mr. Jason Douglas. He was a really good teacher, and I really enjoyed his physics class. And also the technical drawing classes I really liked those, so I wanted to do something architecture or like civil engineering. That's how it came about, or environmental engineering. It's relevant in today's times with global warming, climate change. So I'm thinking it's a very relevant field to go into.
Rihanna shared the achievement with her twin sister Rihanna, who had placed 13th on the island. Rihanna also attended the Anglican High School and obtained 10 subjects and is now aspiring to become an optometrist. Rihanna had this advice for students preparing to sit the May-June CAPE exams.
Keep your head on, study, practice a lot, and just take it easy. Sometimes it gets exhausting, but it's just to take it one step at a time.
For GBN News, I am Nisha Paul.
Wonderful advice. You know, I remember Rihanna as a student of Palm Rose. I believe there was NADMA's disaster awareness quiz. She always had it in her to excel. Good for you. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell says his administration will focus more on awarding targeted scholarships. This is seen as needed to further government's development goals.
And you look at what people are getting scholarships for, and is it tailored to our actual needs? And so we recognize that we have to take a deliberate policy to say these are the areas that we need to beef up our human resource capacity in. I'll give an example: engineering. It's a major area, but we have significant shortages of engineers, and therefore the scholarships need to be targeted to that. Obviously, the healthcare sector, right? And I just cite these as two examples. So we cannot continue to simply allow, and to some extent they probably simply not guide, or students coming out to just simply go pick what I would call a normal routine type stuff, which leaves them frustrated because oftentimes you go and you get these degrees, and the question is, what are you doing with them in the context of Grenadian society?
The Prime Minister referenced a shortage of veterinarians in the country as an example, despite the presence of a university on island. He said there was a need to build human resource capital in the country.
Not knocking psychology, but if you are not actually going to pursue a career along that path, should we allow students to go and spend 3-4 years studying psychology and they come out and they're looking for an administrative or clerical job, right? Or should we not say to them, you know, we need significant persons in horticulture, in marine biology, you know, in engineering, in interior decorating. I'm using those types of things because these are skill sets that are actually needed. You have hotels that are being developed here. Who's going to help 4-5 years from now when they need to redo all of this stuff? Do we again go back and hire someone from overseas to be able to tell you how you do the deco, etc., etc.? So those are the skill sets that we need to be able to say these are the things we need based on the type of economy we have, and actually ensure that the scholarships, the tuition assistance, you know, travel assistance are geared towards being more targeted in terms of some of the areas that we need. So.
All right, so in October 2022, government awarded 88 students with scholarships valued at more than $6.3 million. The National Water and Sewage Authority was presented with 3 flow measurement devices that will help improve its data collection capability.
3 electromagnetic discharge measurements with accessories were handed over to the National Water and Sewage Authority NAWASA on Tuesday, 17th January. The devices, which include 3 flow measurement instruments along with 3 tablets, were procured under the Climate Resilient Water Sector in Grenada G-Cruise project and will support NAWASA's river flow data collection. The total value of the device is $64,629.58. The items were procured under the G-Cruise project sub-activity piloting improvement of data availability and data management for discharge measurements at rivers and streams. Making the presentation on behalf of G-Cruise, head of project Marian Geis, says the devices are a major boost not only for NAWASA but also for the future Water Resource Management Unit WRMU under the G-Cruise project, which will require data from NAWASA to aid in its operation.
I'm very pleased that today we received the electromagnetic flow meters that we're handing over today to NAWASA to support the data management or data collection that is required for an accurate water resource management, which later on by the new Water Resource Resource Management Unit will be used to set the basis for providing the water that we need also in the stress of climate change.
Receiving on behalf of NAWASA, General Manager Mr. Christopher Husbands expressed the organization's appreciation for the devices while highlighting the importance of effectively managing the island's water sources.
Clearly, the Water Resource Management Unit and the whole development of water resources in Grenada is an area of focus for us. If we don't manage the resources well, we won't have water to produce or distribute, so the entire system has to be integrated, and clearly this is one of the areas that is a focus of the G-Crews, and we are pushing ahead to ensure that we can implement all aspects of the project as quickly as possible.
Training will be held with treatment plant operators on the effective use of the devices, downloading the data from the logger and updating their internal processes. Also benefiting from the electromagnetic discharge measurements will be the future Water Resource Management Unit. The unit will be established under the G-Crews project to support the integration of climate resilience into Grenada's water sector governance. The WRMU will rely on hydrological and climate change data from relevant ministries and agencies. By strengthening the treatment plant operators of NAWASA in data collection and management, the WRMU will get a sound base for decision-making in regards to Grenada's water resources. Reporting for the G-Crews project, I am Janelle Ruben.
Mother Nature's creations are always perfect, but when that perfection multiplies and you're the direct beneficiary, it becomes a bountiful blessing. Let's see who's counting blessings on the other side of the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye catches all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
A proud farmer submitted tonight's eyesore photo. Captured is one cabbage plant growing 4 heads of cabbage, 3 big ones and 1 small one. The produce was cultivated on the backyard farm of Miss Laura McGuide at Marabou St. Andrew. Cabbages can be prepared in many different ways for eating. They can be pickled, fermented, steamed, stewed, roasted, sautéed, braised, or even eaten raw. Raw cabbage is a rich source of vitamin K, vitamin C, and dietary fiber. Our eyesore number 405-3052 is always open to receive your eyesore submissions, or you can send them via our other social media platforms.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
It's time that we realize that we must work together to thrive. The world as we know it, the sky and below it. Could I never have more wonder? Yeah, with life and all you see, and the climate's changing.
But hope is remaining.
And we can't ignore the future. It depends on you and me. One chance, all that we got. One voice, together we stand. Take care of the world where we live. Permite a todos vivir. Tomamos la oportunidad para guardar la humanidad. And I must leave no one behind because we are. One climate, one Caribbean. One climate, one Caribbean.
All right, welcome. It's 11 minutes after 7 o'clock. That is the time. Good morning to all of you. And if by chance you happen to be a first-time participant of the program, well, thanks for making that choice. And right away, let's see what's happening to our Facebook friends. Mary Ebank says, good morning. Good morning to you, Mary. Courtney Yvonne says, good morning, Grenada. Good morning. Anne-Marie Thomas says, good morning, Innocent and the GBN family. Good morning to you too. Christy Batiste says, good morning, GBN. Desmond Clovey says, good morning, everyone. Heaven Hill says, the PM has zero tolerance for guns or zero tolerance for guns without license. Please clarify, Innocent, because that seems problematic and overreaching. All right. Sharon Hippolyte says, good morning, Grenada. Godwin Mackenzie says, good morning. Alison Osplund says, good morning to everyone. Yulin, of course, good morning to you, Yulin, as well. And Monet Williams says, good morning, GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network, Carriacou and PD Matnick, host Gordon Innocent Joseph, my Spice Island people near and far across the globe. Happy Friday and a blessed weekend to each and every one of you at work, finishing up for the morning shift. So I would be watching rerun. Grenadians are very intelligent. Some of us, some use it and some don't. Go twin, just study very hard. Proud of both of you in New York. All right. Okay, good morning to you, Money. Don't get yourself in trouble. You're on the job and don't let them catch you. You know what I'm saying? Nice. So let's get into the conversation. My television producer, he is going to run that clip that we have. You can still make comments on, the PM's position on, he says his policy on guns and ammunition. If cabinet ministers give support to the strict policy on firearms of the Prime Minister and Minister for National Security, those who want a license to own these weapons will have a tough time. We can still talk about that, but the story that I really want to get into this morning is talk continues to swirl around about possible division within the new National Party. Fingers are being pointed at one man eyeing the leader's seat. Political leader of the new National Party, Dr. Keith Mitchell, addressed the matter during an interview earlier this week. My producer is going to run that clip and then we'll have a conversation on that.
In the past months, rumors have been circulating about a possible division within the new National Party and the possibility of a new political leader being elected at their next convention. NMP caretaker for the town of St. George, Peter David, confirmed to Dr. Kellon Bob that he is seriously considering the leadership position.
Both in the campaign and after the election, that it's his last election run. In fact, that was his mantra in the last election. That was his last run. I think at the swearing ceremony for the leader of the opposition, he did say that he's not going to be participating or putting himself up for leadership in the next convention, which is, he said that earlier this year. So we anticipate taking him at his word that he's not going to be putting himself up for leadership, and there would be other persons putting themselves up for leadership, and the party constitution allows a member of the party in good standing to put themselves up for leadership. I am giving active consideration to it. Of course, I have paid my dues. I go back a long way. My good friend Jomo knows most of my history there. I go back 50 years in politics. So I'm giving active consideration to it. Like I told Dr. Mitchell some time ago, once it is confirmed, once the party confirms the convention, once the party determines when the convention is going to be, then I'm going to make a public statement on it. But to be fair, I can't say other than I'm giving very much active consideration to the issue of leadership of the party, but that depends on a whole heap of variables, and you know how politics can be unpredictable. But Dr. Mitchell said he's leaving, and certainly I'm considering it.
However, political leader of the new National Party, Dr. Keith Mitchell, addressing the state of the party on a local media program this week, said the time at hand is not to fight for power or leadership, but to seek the interests of the people.
What's happening to the construction sectors? That's what we should be spending. And get all this time spent on when it's going to have convention, whether it's going to be leadership change. And that's not the critical factor. The critical factor is we are supposed to be serving people, helping people, not finding positions and looking for power. That's not what it's all about. Power will come, but let's serve people. Emphasis must be placed on protecting the vulnerable, helping people in the country, not this attempt at gaining positions in organizations. Let's get away from this. This does not help.
The former Prime Minister reassures his supporters that the party is strong, vibrant and united. He spoke of some of the upcoming plans for 2023, including the party's annual convention.
There is no issue. The party is alive and well. As you know, the public is remembering what it was like when the LNP was in government as opposed to what is happening now. So I don't know that there has to be any major concern about the new National Party, because when the mandate of the party constitution is that we must hold one convention a year. We just had one last year, and we had to have one, most likely we'll have one this year. But the party executive is the one that makes decision as to when a convention is held. I might have my views as to when it should be held. I have other people expressing views, but their views are not important as far as the party is concerned. The executive of the party will determine when a convention is going to be held.
GBN contacted Mr. David to get a response to Dr. Mitchell's comment, but he told our news desk that he has none at this time. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
All right, so you heard it, all right? And to participate in the program this morning, of course, you can send us your messages via our Facebook page, or you can send us on our WhatsApp platform, or you can call us 435-2041, and here we go with the calls. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Dr. Innocent, and morning to your listeners.
Dr. Innocent?
Your viewers. I hate to be the first person, well, not hate, but I prefer those being, but I really, this is something I think I must chime in on. Tell me anybody of the likes of Dr. Mitchell who have voluntarily surrendered power. Tell me anybody of the likes of the character makeup or the personality makeup. I don't know nobody even the late E.M. Gary, who was not as far on the spectrum as this gentleman is, didn't give up power. Because although the late E.M. Gary did talk about giving up. Remember what happened to Dr. Fletcher and Dr. Wellington Friday? I mean, we have to understand, this individual will never, and it's unfortunate that Honorable Peter David gets himself in a trap, and well trapped. Which way? The only thing he can do is to get out of it. But he would never, this man, as long as he's in power, would never surrender power. Jim Jones didn't surrender power. Saddam Hussein didn't surrender power. Amin didn't surrender power. They all have to be rooted out. And we have to be honest. I mean, unfortunately, one of the things I believe, and listening to some of the people, one of the persons who seemed to orchestrate Peter's turn, move over to NNP, is that the idea is that Peter would become the leader subsequently. That wouldn't happen.
Okay.
But I want to leave it there because I could talk a whole few days on what I see. I wouldn't allow you to do that. I hope the people would need to understand what is happening now. Who is the thing that is unfolding? The party is the man, and the man is the party.
All right. Okay.
So, but in a sense, before I go, because I wouldn't be given an opportunity to come back. The person who asked about clarification, whether the Prime Minister was talking about the gun, the license, or whatever, I think that could have been cleared up if only you had used the original statement that the Prime Minister made on Beyond the Headline, where he addressed the issue of crime and violence in relation to the rest of the island. I think it's unfortunate that the important thing that the station have missed. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks. 21 minutes after 7 o'clock. Alissa Warwood Sr. says, the NNP has lost its value. Tell Pedro to form his own party. I want to say good morning to my partner with the white Toyota bus, H599. How are you doing, Papi? You good? Good morning, caller. Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Innocent. How are you doing?
I am doing fine. How about you?
Praise the Lord. Thank God it's Friday. I want to announce a little race between, concerning you think I'm going straight.
Okay.
Last 100 dash between Kit Mitchell and Peter David. And they all on the starting point waiting for instruction. But it seems to be heated discussion taking place between Peter David and Kit Mitchell. And the marks get set, go, and Peter David is ahead of Kit Mitchell. Run, Peter. Run, Peter. Oh, my disaster. Look, Peter crashed in front of the line. Kit Mitchell is fighting back with all what he got. Go, Kit Mitchell. Oh, another disaster. Kit Mitchell crashed in front of the room. So both Peter and Kit Mitchell crashed. They didn't able to cross the finishing line. And somebody is coming to help Kit Mitchell. Oh, they hold his hand, pulling him, but poor that person could not have helped him to cross the rope. And that's the end of the race. Bye-bye.
Have a good day, lady. Have a good day. You're in the right field, commentating, right? It's 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. Never a dull moment. Listen, folks, we're adding some measure of humor to this, but this is serious business, all right? Because we can safely say Grenada is a two-party state, all right? And if one party is in disarray, that is a problem. Let's deal with this seriously, please. Good morning, caller.
Innocent.
Hi, morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, I was trying to get on to you a couple of mornings. One, I want to make just stray a little from your point there. There's a problem with GBN. In the night when they have the news, whenever they're changing a clip, you're hearing a big song coming from that. Two, your station is very low, right? There are my two things I want to address first.
And where are you located?
Telescope, sir.
Okay.
You know who you're talking to? Who's talking to you? Right. The other one, Innocent. There is some callers on your station. I don't think them is the only set of people that have advice or what do you call it. They can be calling the station every day. I'm going to come with one. I used to listen to a station in Trinidad, and they used to have a day put aside for new and frequent callers. Can you maybe add that? I don't care what day. Come on, every day. That fellow call first. Every day. He called in the morning. He called in the evening. Come on. You are not you alone. I mean, all you alone that have advice, man. Come on. Innocent thanks.
Have a good one. Have a good one. This is, how should I say this? How do I rebut to this? You know what? I plead the fifth. 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, the lines are open, and if people want to call, they call. Good morning, caller.
Oh yes, good morning to you.
I haven't heard you in a long time. How are you?
I'm there. I'm just listening and condensing.
I presume that you are always in the garden picking green peas.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not peas at all.
Okay, talk to me.
Have a good day. Now I'll tell you something. I'm just smiling and laughing. After analyzing our politics, I have to say worldwide, I'm convinced that our politicians have found themselves in a political jungle. They are really confused. And they forget how to govern. They don't know what angle to take. They say things anytime and how they want, when they want. They don't analyze before they speak. And that's a big problem for us. Now, I'm understanding that you're going to be hosting the past top crop of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, that's on GBN Beyond the Headlines on Monday.
Tell you something. I am going deep into this because I know the situation in Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the Caribbean. And I'm starting to get worried now. Right? So leave that there. With respect to the situation with the opposition party, I want to give the Honorable Delma Thomas some support here, qualifying support. Because I have been preaching the removal of the colors and the dismantling of the party support structure to give the citizens a chance to settle down so we can work together. I believe this lady is a very smart lady. I know the angle she's coming from. And I want to say hats off to her. She have done the right thing. Maybe she should consult with the political leader and maybe the members of the party. But she have done nothing wrong. She have done the right thing. This is where we have to go. We can't continue fighting each other to change the status of this country on people. We have to work together. We have to find some way of agreeing so we could change status quo. Grenada is not in a nice place economically. And we can't continue fighting each other tooth and nail to change the country. Remember the young people, they're in trouble. We have to get them out and get them out quick. Lady, my hat's off to you. Continue doing what you're doing.
Okay.
Have a great day, sir.
You too. Have a great weekend. It's 28 minutes after 7 o'clock. I want to take the time and say good morning to my good friend, Mr. Lead, out there in Pomeroy. How are you doing? He say you're calling my name wrong. Good morning, Mr. Lead, okay? Good morning, caller. Good morning. Okay, that caller seems not wanting to talk. 28 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's see what's happening on the Facebook page. Antonio Alspice Sr. says Pedro will inherit the NNP throne. Not even over Keith's dead body. God forbid. Wow. Okay. Good morning, caller. Hello, good morning. Okay, what's happening here now? Okay? I don't think it's a fault on my end. 435-2041. Okay. All right. Someone says the opposition leader is a coward who goes back on his word. If I remember, he did not wait for H.A. Blaze to resign. He sabotaged him. H.A. Blaze told him what goes around comes around. Oh, my goodness. Did we have to go there? Good morning, caller.
Mr. Innocent, good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
you have a topic for this morning's program, and this gentleman that just spoke there, he just trained and he just talk so long, and I just feel that man don't know what he's saying. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you, caller. Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir. Our opposition leader speaking on both sides of his mouth. There's no need to fight for power. He said it's time for togetherness and nation building. In the same breath, he condemning Honorable Delma Thomas. Please, Doc, get it right. Otherwise, NNP going down just like GULP. Blessed day, everyone. Okay. That's one of our WhatsApp platform users. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph. Greetings.
Many happy returns to you, sir.
Listen to me. I would like to make this comment from a point of view of linguistic pedantry. Yesterday morning, you introduced the word implaceable. I understand there is no word like that in English language. I urge you, sir, when you're going to introduce words, it's very important for our people. Let's make no mistake about it. You should consult the dictionary, find the stress, the point where the stress on the words are, and the pronunciation of the words. The word is implacable. You understand why I have to be implacable to you all? Because I want to see us grow and get better. Have a nice day, will you?
You too, sir. Have a good one yourself. All right, Grenadian don't want old people to run the country. Pedro, go rest. Grenadians don't trust you, and so too is KCM. Like he used you, and now you're trying to boycott him. Next election, you will be 70 plus. So stop looking for power like Keith told you. Oh my goodness. 29 minutes on to the 8 o'clock hour. Back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent.
How are you?
Fairly all right.
Good, talk to me.
Always bothers me why people should be against people who get in through with the car. Now, we fail to realize, or the people fail to realize, that everything you're doing, you have to develop skill in doing it. So they shouldn't be blaming you for people getting through, and even what they say. What is happening with us? Every one of us believe we know, with the exception of me and possibly you, know every single thing. And people come in and say that they give in their ideas or their opinion. But this is why I tell you to change the name of the program. Everyone believes that they're talking facts. Your opinion is not fact. So that's why I tell you to change the program, not you. Get the people to change the program. Because people are vexed with you, or with not even with you, with people when they call. And I'm very serious. Okay. Because, you see, everything that you do in the world should involve skill. You want to read a book, you have to have skill in pronunciation and articulation and phrasing and so on and so on. I don't want to give a lecture this morning because I don't think I'm capable of giving you lectures because you have been trained to be doing what you're doing. Now people, they criticize, but their criticism have no merit. And bear in mind, I say have, I didn't say has. Now, I know everybody's saying things. They want to correct, but they do not have the ability to correct. Now, I like to correct, but somebody correct in a sort of a smartish way. I'll use a word, not to deteriorate the person who has called. And we have to be very careful as to what we're saying. Anything you're doing, you have to have skill. You be a mechanic, you have to have skill in you. You are drain killer and cleaner, you have to have skill. You're doing labor work, you have to have skill. You're making garden, you have to have skill for you to have good production. You're calling on the radio station, you have to have skill to get through.
Caller. Thank you very much. Caller, go ahead. Don't go yet. You realize you utilize 97 seconds. And you haven't touched the topic yet?
Well, I don't. Well, yeah.
Have a good day. Have a good day.
I wasn't wrong to hear the topic, what you were saying.
All right.
What's the topic?
I'll call you and tell you. Have a good day. Oh, my goodness. Folks, we've got to take a commercial break. We'll be back after these messages.
Shop at Southern Electrical for all your security camera needs. We offer a wide variety of cameras ranging from solar cameras with or without lights, 4G cameras, Wi-Fi and PoE kits, 4th channel, 8 channels, 16 channels, replacement cameras for PoE, standalone Wi-Fi cameras, wall lamp or bulb, floodlights with cameras, watch cameras, pen cameras, and much more. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Southern Electrical, best value, expert advice, quality product. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook today.
You ate well, drank and indulged, laughed and had so much fun for the festive season. But now it's time. It's time for some serious detox business at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Start the year right with your health as a priority. Cleanse and flush your blood, liver and kidneys with quality herbs and supplements. Purchase one of our detox combo packs starting from $100. Purchase a full body detox pack starting from $500. Get 10% off on colonic irrigation. Get a chance to win a free colonic irrigation treatment and product coupons with every purchase. We are located in Grandans, minutes before the Food Fair Shopping Center, immediately opposite the old Capital Bank building in the Regency Commercial Suites. Give us a call at 231-6642 or 418-7115 or visit nirvana.gd for more info. It's time for some serious detox business at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. We know real body care. This offer is valid until March 31st, 2023. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, welcome back, viewers and listeners and participants of the program. Let's look at what's happening on our WhatsApp platform. Good morning and Happy New Year. Okay, no, that's no, not this one. Why did I pull this one? Okay. All right. The idea of the day for new callers can be tried. Okay. All right. This WhatsApp user says, "Good morning, nice." And the opposition leader should remember what H.A. Blaise said. The worst kick to get is from a dying horse. What goes around comes around. Okay. Right. It says here, "Good morning. There is no problem with Peter David putting himself for leadership of the NNP. The party has a constitution and rules, so why are we so triggered about the NNP party affairs?" And lastly, a caller mentioned about togetherness. Does this caller listen to the division? Kem Jones and others does. Oh my God, preach every day. Okay, never a dull moment. 435-2041, that's the number to call. And like I said, we're looking at the state of affairs of the main opposition party, the NNP. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning. How you doing?
I am alive and thankful. How about you?
Okay. It would be a sad and mournful day in this country if Peter David was to be chosen to be the leader of the NNP or any political party in this country.
Why, sir? Why?
I am aware of, I am privy to face-to-face information of Peter David agenda to the extent that I have said the story to 1,001 people in this country, including the leadership or high-ranking leaders in the NNP party. I am not a party person. I don't take part in party politics. I gave up on that since 1976.
even when I was the head of the NJM party in the St. Patrick's constituency. And I gave up on politics. And I could give this story if you want me to do it right now, please.
Could you do it in 30 seconds?
It's not a long story. When Peter David was invited into the NNP party, about 3 months after, Kit Mitchell had a meet and greet in River Valley, to which he brought up Peter David, hoping that he would be exposed to people. And there was a conversation going on with Peter David and other guys, and I was sitting right there with them.
Caller, hold on. You're starting to kind of scare me. Is this anything libelous you're going to talk about?
Nope. Okay. I tell you that is something I said to 1,001 people in this country already, including leadership or high-ranking leaders of the party. One of the guys who is his good friend, who used to be a strong NDC at one time, said to him how stupid the NNP people are. They don't understand politics. And he was ranting and raving, very angry about the whole issue because he was not having his way in the party. I knew what was going on. Peter David slapped him on his belly with the back of his right hand. And he said to him, man, relax, we have time. He said, man, relax, we have time. I know other things that I will not bring up here now of Peter David's agenda and process why he is inside of NNP. He is not an NNP for sure. Peter David has his own agenda. Peter David has his own political affiliation that has nothing to do with NNP. He's just using NNP, and people are aware of it to quite an extent. I've given the story to Adelito, hoping that the Prime Minister Kit Mitchell would have gotten it, because I spoke to very high-ranking party people. And I'm not afraid to expose it on the radio. I've said it over and over to 1,000 people in this country already.
Thank you, caller.
Take care. Careful with Peter David.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. Have a good day. It's 19 minutes on to the 8 o'clock hour. Let me see what's happening with my Facebook friends. Indra Mara says, hi, good morning, Mr. Maxwin, my past teacher from Hermitage Government School. Hi, Indra, I don't remember you. But how you doing? Don't raise your pressure for the callers. Bless up. Indra, good morning. I don't remember who is Indra. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Talk to me.
Yeah, well, what I want to talk about, this program. The program is not a bad program, but everyone have their own opinion. For me, when I look at it, sometimes even for me, when I say things, I can hear other people saying something that I did not say. Some people not listening properly, or I don't know. But what I want to say is, we all are human beings. We all have the same feeling. We all are the same flesh and blood. We all have the same feelings, but we don't have the same feeling at the same time. But same blood, same flesh, same feeling. Nobody don't have different feelings, but you only have the feeling at different times. We don't have the same feeling at the same time. So now some people querying at the program. I think some of us qualify. So what we should do, or what you should do, help us to get a station that we can pay for our own airtime. I would like to pay for half an hour, a special day, because I have a lot to say, not only about myself. I have things to say about the country. I have things about the history. I have lots of stuff, because I can talk about history from 1914 come right up.
Yeah, but we are not time for that now.
I know, but I'm just telling you what we can do. Help us to find a station, because we qualify. People have a lot of things to say. You honest? You follow?
Okay, I get the drift. Thanks for calling. Have a good weekend, sir. It's 17 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Heaven Hill says, Peter David is aggressive, hostile, and confrontational in his demeanor. He needs to work on being calm, cogent, and warming. But why are we giving NNP's self-destructive behavior any attention? Okay, I can't answer that. Cynthia Fraser says, H.A. Blair smiling in his grave. The tongue is a force to be reckoned with. Lydia Cameron, with all due respect, sir, your time has been expired. All right. Innocent, there is a small loudspeaker sign next to the word when you look it up online. That will tell you how to pronounce it. Don't worry about the caller who corrected you so rudely. He's a classic example of a misanthrope. We all mispronounce words at times. Well, listen to me. Let me make it abundantly clear. I do not profess to be a perfectionist because I'm not. I'm human. And if you were to switch positions with announcers, and I'm not even saying me, you switch a position with an announcer, live one day in the life of an announcer and on-air personality, and you would realize how tight it is. So a mispronunciation of a word to me, yes, I strive to be as good as possible at my best, but I will not I will not be over bothered if an announcer or an online personality mispronounces a word. All right? That's my take on it. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Hi. Good morning. Hi. My name is Daphne Francis. I'm just quickly calling just to wish my mother on behalf of my sister and all my family, Mrs. Glenda Mason Francis, happy birthday. Today is her 83rd birthday, so I just wanted to wish her a happy birthday. Thank you so much.
Have a good day. Thanks.
You too. Bye.
Happy birthday to you, lady 85th. That's a big score. I like this. Yeah, so back to this. I'm a news freak. Whenever I have the time, all I do is news. And the big, great BBC, I listen to anchors, and sometimes they mispronounce as well. So if I'm going to speak a little colloquial here, if Jukutu me mispronounce a word, I'm not saying it's supposed to be accepted, because the bar is raised, in my case, being a former teacher and all kind of thing like that. But I wouldn't waste much energy criticizing on that. That's my take. I strive to be better every day. That's what I do. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent. How are you?
I am alive and thankful, and even better hearing your voice.
Okay. It's common, well, not common. From time to time, we broadcasters do make mistakes. If you hear it everywhere as you listen to the different stations. But what I would advise, if a broadcaster, announcer, or journalist make a mistake, then call the person. Call the person privately. The numbers are there. You don't have to call on the air and make all this noise about it. Call the person and say, well, this is this, and that is how we help people. As citizens, we help each other. And we're supposed to help you all do better, but not call and broadcast it as if, you've committed a crime or a sin. So I would advise all of us, if we hear a mistake on the air, call the manager, call the person involved, and let us do things in harmony.
Thank you very much. Hey, don't pity me, I don't for 1 minute think that I'm intimidated, That's just who I am. There are so many people who call me behind the scenes and say, you said this and this is, and I am open to correction because I want to be on the top of my game. All right? So calling me and, correcting me, there's nothing wrong with it. Not even the tone. Good morning, caller.
Hello, I'll call back again to clarify something, Innocent. And I'll put my mouth in that issue too. There was an announcer on your radio station who I noticed she made 2 mistakes over a period of time. I never met her before. I knew most of the people on the station. Some of them are my good friends. So I met her. I happened to meet her by the bank one day, and I spoke to her about it, and she accepted it fine and kind. Now, I am not saying that sometimes somebody shouldn't call and do it on the radio station. I don't have a problem with doing it. It's just a matter of how you do it. And I don't have a problem with how the man spoke to you this morning. But I want to clarify something concerning the NNP and Mr. Blaze and Kit Mitchell taking over the party reins at the time. The initiation of the ousting of Mr. Blaze was not done by Kit Mitchell. It was done by the person who founded the party GNP, Miss Dr. Watts. The party was founded by Dr. Watts and Mr. Blaze. But Mr. Watts wasn't an intended running politician. So he gave over the leadership to Mr. Blaze. By that time, he thought Mr. Blaze should have, been put himself out of contention. And he was the one who initiated the ousting of Mr. Blaze at the time. Dr. Watts, not Kit Mitchell.
Okay.
I am aware of that from the inside.
Okay. Thank you, caller.
And let people remember that.
Thank you. All right, thank you. All right, Indra Mara says, I don't see no problem in Mr. Peter David wanting to be the leadership. Why people want to stop him? Let him see for himself. He will learn by his own mistake. All right, Lydia Cameron says, Innocent, you don't have to worry about it. I think you're doing an excellent job. People gonna always have their opinion, and that's okay. Don't take it personal. You're mad. That is not who I am, right? I am one that I'm always quick to own my mistakes, my shortcomings. Why? Simply because I don't want to make them again. I remembered a good friend of mine called me once and she said, you're pronouncing this word wrong. It's not reiterate, it's reiterate. Do you hear me saying reiterate anymore? So that's how I progress. Good morning, caller. That is not the voice I wanted to hear. All right, it's 10 minutes on to the 8 o'clock hour. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
Tell them this is not an examination, and still you don't have to get 100% to pass English language. You get 90%, you can pass still. Right.
Okay.
Good.
How you doing?
Good.
How up the road doing?
Fine. Nice sunshine, nice breeze, nice everything.
I ain't got no green peas, boy.
Well, you need to come. It's raging now. Green peas is raging.
All right. Pass up for the weekend.
All right.
Have a good one.
Good, you too.
Blessings. Okay, it's 9 minutes on to 8 o'clock. At 8, we join the BBC. All right. There's a statement here that I want to read, but I will refrain from reading it because it's contentious. Good morning, caller.
Hello, sir. Good morning. How are you?
I am alive and very thankful. How about you?
Good. No one is perfect, and even though they slip in a pronunciation, there are some folks who believe they know everything, but no one knows everything. Forget that. Put that behind your back. As I said, BBC and other people who are trained and who probably are professors in English, they always make mistakes. I really want to call on an issue this morning that is of grave concern as a citizen, right? It has to do with the folks who have seen or experienced a reduction in the SID payment from the 450 to the 300. This is an error. This is wrong. The government said, well, officially rumors are coming that it was a one-off payment. Even though it was a one-off payment, my brother, look at the cost of living in our country and the world. You are talking about the poorest of the poor. Ministers got $2,000 increase on traveling, which is over 200%. Even though it is like that, you do not target these people. This group is at the end of the economic ladder, the bottom of it. Why target them? Why prosecute them? I'm calling on the Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell, to rethink that and do not always listen to his advisors. Whenever an individual or an organization or a country targets the poor and punish them, they always end up in chaos. Okay, they always end up in chaos. He should not have done that, and I'm saying him because he's a Minister of Finance. That is wrong. That is repressive. That is not right. Okay, have a nice day.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one yourself. 7 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Back to the phone line. Good morning, caller.
Hi, Innocent. Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
I think reiterate is British and reiterate is American.
Okay. All right. That was my good friend, and he is, you know Mr. Belfont. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning, man. Blessing Friday morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm just quiet and okay. Give God thanks for the light, eh?
Nice. Talk to me.
Yeah, the people complain about all this seed money, what the Prime Minister take up, like the 150 that we complaining, and that we complaining about the goods on the shelf. But if some people take time and plant a little backyard, a little okra, a little tanya, a little yam, a little fig, a little something, a little, like beans and things, I think that, it would not grow and be at the same time, but God will do everything. But I think time to harvest it, that you will be harvesting something and go in the market and sell the things as some young, like the rest are like them school children and them. Some of them, those are the pineapple, the snow ice, the little beans, the little cucumber, the little cabbage, doesn't matter for mommy or daddy, they're selling for, but they're still prouding themselves on the market areas, that I concern about. So let me don't beat up on the Prime Minister about he took off the 150. Now, he has some people. Now, for the old people, but I cannot say much. But for the young people and them, they did not plant a food, but they eat a food for 30-something years. Now, if this food cut now, and see no problem, let they go and look for work. Let they go and do something. Do not eat all yourself. Do not fight with all yourselves toward the 150. And some parents and some children, innocent, they is not sending their children to school, especially for our area name in St. Andrews Northeast. They're not sending their children to school 24/7. They running all about in people's place, all about in the estate, which is Belmont St. Patrick Estate. They're not sending their children to school. They're taking the seed money or whatever, and they're going to do what they have to do with it. I'm forcing. They say this. Okay. Send the children to school with all your money.
All right, caller. Thank you.
And all you plant food. Do not beat up on the Prime Minister. So.
All right.
You have a blessed morning.
Thank you, culture man. 4 minutes on to 8 o'clock. We take a final commercial break and then we come back and do the wrap. Don't you go anywhere. Stick and stay with us.
There is a secret about to be told. Treasures yet to be revealed. There is a place where fashion, excellent quality, great prices, and super savings converge. A place known to many, but not by enough of us. A place where the joy and comfort of shopping is known and experienced daily. Presenting Shoes Are Us. Visit us at our 3 locations. Wall Street and Grandad's.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money
Rep your colors. Hot 98 presents the 473 Colors Boat Ride. Going on Saturday, February 4. Get your tickets now at gotofed.com for only $65. Food included. Boarding time 7 p.m. The boat sails at 7:30. Music on board by the Hot 98 DJs plus other guest DJs.
Baby, calm down, calm down.
Rep your colors on the boat, cause this one here is gonna be epic. Lock the date, Saturday, February 4th. Hot 98 473 Colors Boat Ride. Don't you miss this.
folks, it's just a couple, a minute away from 8 o'clock. And, okay, quickly, Vicky Thomas says, Mr. Joseph, it really have poor people in Grenada. The more you give them, the more they take. They cannot satisfy. Lord help us. All right, Heaven Hill says, the seed money is not necessarily for the poorest of the poor. Many seed recipients are in, all right, I can't see this word properly, and collect it fraudulently. Keith Mitchell added on 150 to the seed money before elections as a tease for votes. It is appropriate to reduce the amount, especially since it appeared to be a temporary election bribe. That program needs cleaning up. Good job, Mr. PM. I want to go to the WhatsApp. Okay. All right, that WhatsApp seems to be having a problem. All right, right. Let me see. Anything else? Good morning, all you. Good morning, all you is you, and that will never change with a bigger heart. Of course. And like I said, I'm not soliciting any pity or anything like that. If I'm wrong, correct me. Nothing wrong with that. Even the mannerism of correcting me is not a problem because I don't let it raise my pressure. Folks, I've got to go. We've got to part it here. Thank you for being a part of the program this morning. And if the good Lord spare our lives, we'll do it again together on Monday. All right, Monday. This is the last program for the week. So thank you for being a part of the program. All our platforms, thanks. We've got to go. We've got to join the BBC.